And yet this humble pencil has been used by some of the most brilliant minds the world has ever known to write monumental documents, spellbinding stories, and magnificent music. So why would I call it humble? Because the most commonly used pencil is the number 2, not the number 1. Number 2 pencils are not flashy, but what they are is the right combination of hardness and softness, which makes them perfect for just about every job. So too, great leaders understand that it's not flashiness that's important, but rather it's having the right combination of humility and firmness that in the end is perfect for just about every job. In our competitive world, we're told that leaders have to be number 1, that being number 1 is all that counts. Now, there's certainly nothing wrong with being number 1, but the willingness to be part of something bigger than yourself, even if you're not the one on top, is the sign of a truly great leader. It's in this way that the humble pencil has been able to do such great things. A second characteristic of a pencil is its core. When I was growing up, everyone believed that pencils had lead in them. Today, we all know there is no lead in a pencil, but the core is actually a combination of graphite and clay. So while it looks like it's made out of a single ingredient, it is in fact a mixture. It's through the mixing of these 2 separate elements that the effectiveness of both are enhanced. So too, great leaders understand that businesses are enhanced by mixing their strengths with the strengths of others. And they seek out opportunities to bring the best resources from a broad mosaic of countries, cultures, ethnicities, and skill sets. This is more than just thinking globally. This is more than having a commitment to diversity. It's working in collaboration with one another. Leaders with a keen appreciation of the richness that comes through collaboration are those that at their core are most effective. To understand the third characteristic, you have to turn the pencil upside down, because at the opposite end of the tip is an equally important tool, the eraser. There has never been a leader who has not made mistakes, and mistakes are almost always ones that turn your world upside down, at least for a time. Some mistakes can be easily erased, and the impact is minimal, but sometimes erasing a mistake leaves a smudge, and there's no hiding it. Big or small, mistakes are never fun, but great leaders acknowledge them, admit their need for an eraser, and get on with the business at hand. Ultimately, though, the usefulness of a pencil is not found in the eraser, but in the point, which leads me to the next leadership characteristic. Leaders, like pencils, must stay sharp if they are to be relevant and useful. How many times have we grabbed a pencil only to find it was so dull that the words we wrote were almost illegible, so we tossed it aside to find another? I don't think I need to tell you that graduating into a business environment where companies today can become irrelevant overnight. Today, relevancy can be quantified in days, not years. Now, the antidote to irrelevancy is staying sharp. This is more than having a sharp intellect, although important. It's having a point. By that I mean possessing the ability to develop and communicate a distinct point of view in order to have meaningful impact. Just as a sharpened pencil point does by enhancing the clarity and understanding of a written message. Which brings me to my final thought. A pencil has the ability to make an impact specifically because it leaves a little of itself behind. You see, what really happens when we write with a pencil is that the tiny bits of graphite, the core, the essence of what a pencil is, gets attached to the fibers of the paper, and with every use, it leaves a little of itself behind. In just a few minutes, you'll each be handed a piece of paper that will signify that this chapter of your life is completed. I am confident that each of you has the greatness of a humble pencil within you. So here's my challenge. When you receive that piece of paper, mentally take out another blank sheet, and with a fresh and sharpened pencil, deliberately decide that as you write your next chapter, you will use your education and your gifts to lead with greatness and leave your mark, a little of the essence of yourself, on our world. And remember, we are